Record, and I should go on record here, that I have filed very many suits against the county government of Kiambu, the county government of Machakos, the county government of Nakuru on those issues.
All right, thank you so very much, our viewers. Karibuni sana. My name is Ngigi Wa Njogu, and today we have Wakili. Wakili, karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
She is aspiring to be a women representative with a Jubilee ticket.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Santi sana, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
And thank you very much to our viewers. Yeah.
So first of all, we'll begin. Who is Wakili, by the way?
Who's Wakili?
Yeah.
Wakili is a girl that was born and raised in a small village in Rironi, Limuru constituency. I went to school in Limuru. That's for my primary and secondary education. Thereafter, I went to Uganda Makerere University, where I did my undergraduates, that is the Bachelor of Laws.
Okay.
Thereafter, I came to Kenya, went to Kenya School of Law. I am an advocate.
Okay.
10 years in practice,
Wow.
imagine.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you are aspiring
Yes.
to be a women representative of Kiambu County
Yeah.
with a Jubilee ticket.
Yes.
Why Jubilee?
Now, why Jubilee? Actually, I think the question should be, why not Jubilee? Anyway, yeah, the reason why I decided to go with Jubilee Party is one, the manifestos of Jubilee as a party resonate very well with me, in that the reason why Jubilee has been there and is a favorite is because they have done so much for this country. For example, we've heard our president over and over again saying that when he went to office, that was the end of campaign. He went to work, he then embarked to working for the people of this country. And that is one strong thing that really resonates very well with me, in that time ya campaign imeisha. Once you are appointed or you are elected to office, you should then go and work for the people for the people that have elected you. And that is one strong pillar. And that's one of the strongest pillar that, and that's
Go on.
I go on.
Yeah, go on.
That's the reason why I decided to go with the Jubilee ticket. We are all for work.
We are all for work.
All for work.
Nothing
else. Once we are elected, we go down to do all that we promised our electorate that we shall do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Madam Wakili, you want to be the women rep of Kiambu County. So, what are your manifestos?
Now, the first and one primary manifesto that I have is, now, as you all know, that once a woman representative is appointed to office, that's the end in terms of the interaction that we have with the women rep. My first manifesto is to make sure that we have 12 constituencies in Kiambu County, to make sure that I will have an office in all the 12 constituencies for women rep in Kiambu County. The reason that is very important is because it might be very difficult for me as a women representative to know the issues of, say, people of Golifa, which still falls in Kiambu County. If I have an office in Thika, for example, it will be very easy for me to know the issues, the pertinent issues that affect the people of of Thika constituency. You will also be alive to the fact that the issues that affect the people of Thika might not be the same that affect the people of Limuru, the people of Kabete, the people of Kikuyu. They might be a bit peculiar. So when you're dealing with the issues, it will be very easy for me to then narrow down on the peculiar issues that affect each and every constituency. With that, it becomes very easy for me then to be able to deal with the issues of each and every of those constituencies. So that is one of my manifestos. The reason why that is important is the people of Kiambu will elect a woman representative to represent them. So if you cannot represent people that you do not know the issues that they are facing. So that will be very key in ensuring that I represent and I will be able to address the issues of all the women, the children, the youth that are there in the 12 constituencies.
Wow.
Now, the second, my second and other pertinent manifesto is the issue of maternal health of women. Now, we realize that even with the UN and their charters, they are very, very particular about women and their health, and especially maternal health. It will surprise you that even now, we still have very many issues of maternal death for women, ranging from either the fact that our women, one, they are not well trained, to maybe the health facilities are not accessible, and if they are accessible, maybe they are not well funded to deal with the issues of the women. The other issue that we have in terms of health and more so relating to women is cancer. You realize that cancer has become a menace. And the reason why cancer has become a menace is because, one, there is no early diagnosis. And the reason there is no early diagnosis, it's very difficult, let's say, for a lady in Githongori to actually access anywhere that they actually give information about cancer. Now, for me, that is actually very grave, in that with early detection comes early diagnosis and early treatment. Now, the reason why health is part of my manifesto is because, and it saddens me, because where I sit, I know of very many NGOs, I know of very many organizations that are ready to work with the women to eradicate issues dealing with women and their health. Therefore, as their woman representative, I will ensure that I deal directly with these organizations that are mandated to make sure they eradicate issues that actually, affect ule mama wa huko chini. Yeah. The other thing is this. Now, we all know that there is a problem with job creation, and especially for the youth. This issue has become a menace in that the youth that we are having finish campus. Then once they finish their education, they become very frustrated, if I would use the word frustration, because they do not know what else to do once they lack formal employment. One, the way I plan to deal with this, and this is directly linked with the issue of drug abuse, the issue of alcohol abuse that is very, very prevalent in Kiambu County. Now, how I plan to deal with this, and that's the reason why it's in my manifesto. Now, it is not realistic to promise the youth that once you come out of employment, you will get formal employment. I don't think that is a realistic agenda to sell to the young people. However, there are very many opportunities out there. Now, there is a digital space, and the digital space is paying very well for the youth. And the youth are very well versed with technology. That is an issue where no one has really, no one is directing their energy in it, which is unfortunate given where we are and how the youth are they have it together when it comes to technology. So that is an issue and an area that would really create a lot of employment for the youth, for the youth in Kiambu. Now, where I come from also, there is the issue of agriculture and women in agriculture and women in business. Now, where I come from, there are so many greenhouses, because Kiambu has very fertile lands. We are blessed that way. However, I feel that we do not adequately exploit what we have as a county. Reason being, now there are very many women who have embraced the issue of greenhouse and greenhouse farming. It's an excellent idea. But once that is done, once they embrace the issue of greenhousing, what becomes of it? In that, once you harvest, do you have ready markets? I mean, if you are a woman elected to represent women, it should be incumbent upon you to actually solve that issue. Wamama watapanda. Then once they do that, what happens with their produce? And the way I plan to deal with that is, one, Kiambu has very many supermarkets, retail supermarkets that fall under Kiambu County. Now, it would be very, very easy for a woman elected in this position to sit down with the owners of these supermarkets, get into an agreement with the owners of this supermarket. We can give them tax incentive. That is an issue that should be on the table for them, so that with that and in exchange, they are then ready to sell Kiambu for Kiambu, because we are the people buying these things in the supermarket. I know we are Kiambu and we are surrounded by very many other counties, but the reason why these positions were there and the reason why devolution came is so that people can grow their county as a county. Therefore, it follows that it should be a conversation in that, why can't we buy Kiambu? Why can't we buy from Kiambu? Now, something linked to that is that a woman in let's say Githunguri, a woman in Moshada might not know what to do with the produce that is there to be sold. Now, how to deal with that is to make sure in all the constituencies, and that's the reason why I'm going back to my first point. In all constituencies, there is an office. With that office, they form circles. It's very easy to sell something when you're in a group. The women who are in Moshada who are doing that, the women who are in Limuru, the women who are in Thika, Gatondo, if they would form their own circle, and then we come with those circles and we present those circles to the women, the people in business, it will be very easy to sell the trade, our produce that we have. Us, the business is there, that we can easily do. The other issue that is affecting a lot of women and a lot of people in Kiambu as trade people is the issue of the taxes that they ought to pay, the licenses, the payment of fees, pegged to these licenses. I am on record, and I should go on record here, that I have filed very many suits against the county government of Kiambu, the county government of Machakos, the county government of Nakuru on those issues. Reason being, we have seen in the past where the county governments do not actively have public participations. With that, the laws that are passed affect gravely the people who are doing business. Now, if I become their representative, I become the representative of this great county of Kiambu, that will never be an issue again. Because when public participation is called, I will make sure I marshal all the women, all the people who are doing business in all those constituencies. Before we go to the public participation that is carried out by the county government, we first have our public participations in the 12 counties. And that's the reason why I said all the counties have peculiar problems. The issue, we might look at an issue of trade, the licenses maybe to do in salons. Others do not, that is maybe not their problem. There's something else, maybe produce, maybe, slaughterhouses, Those are the issues, diverse issues that affect us. So we have, huko kwa mashinani public participation, so that when it comes up, the bills, the finance act that comes out of the public participation, it reflects well. It reflects and takes the needs of, all those people who are under the county of Kiambu. And that I think I am the only candidate who can bring that to the table, because I have dealt with that. I have the legal background, with me to support me to do all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh my God. beautiful manifestos, and actually, as we wind up, because you're just winding up, I'll just ask you, like, what do you think about the state of the nation as we wind up?
What I think about the state of the nation now, there are issues that are affecting the normal, mwananchi wa kawaida. Everywhere we go, even as we are campaigning, we know that there are issues in terms of high pricing of goods that are there. So the state of the nation currently is not ideal. Let me just use the word ideal for the Kenyan and Kenya mwananchi. However, at the background, we should also look at what is happening, the global issues that are affecting the world at large. If you look at Uganda, our neighbors even, if you look at Rwanda, if you look at Uganda, if you look at Kenya, you will then appreciate that our state of nation is not very badly off as you're actually comparing to the countries that are neighboring us. There's the issue of fuel, there's the issue of high pricing and this, to me, we should look at it in a whole picture. In the one, we are coming from a very difficult period, that is the corona period. So many businesses shut down. So many people did not produce the way they ought to have produced. I mean, the system was broken because of that disease. There are many other factors that affect the state of the nation, but we must be very alive to that. There are many issues that have contributed to the state of the nation that are not peculiar to us. They are peculiar. I mean, they are throughout. They affect all countries at large. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because we are Kenyans.
Okay.
We are Kenyans, and we have a very resilient. We are very resilient as a people, and we'll come out of it. And with the next government, I am Jubilee, so I am Baba the Fifth. With the next government, I am very, very positive that these are the issues. Those are the issues that will be easily dealt with Baba the Fifth. The reason why I'm saying Azimio and Baba the Fifth, this is a gentleman that has been tried and tested. This is a person who has fought passionately for the freedoms and the liberties that we now enjoy, as a country, and therefore we now know, or we should all be then alive to the fact that this is a person who can easily and will easily fight for Kenya. He has done it when he was not a president. He has done it for many, many years. Even when I was a small kid, I would know he's still fighting for our rights. So he has the best interest of Kenyans at heart. So you can imagine if he then forms government and he's then surrounded with all, like-minded people. I would quote Mother Karua to say that he's surrounded by like-minded people who are there to make sure that this country propels, not people who are out there to, enrich themselves. So I am very hopeful that with the next government, we will be okay.
Wow.
We'll be okay as a nation.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so very much, Wakili.
Yes.
How can people reach you, by the way?
I am on media platforms. My website, Wakili Nyokabi Foundation, Instagram Wakili Nyokabi, Facebook Wakili Nyokabi.
Thank you.
Yes.
So thank you so very much, Wakili.
And thank you so much for having me. You guys are doing an excellent job. You should be very proud.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that is why you're going to put an end to this broadcast.
Yeah.
And thank you for Mr. Lawrence, actually, for my camera.
The one behind the camera.
And of course, subscribe to Achei Production. Subscribe, and so that we move on.
Yeah.
If you have anyone who would like us to interview, please andika hapo kwa comments.
Yeah.
What is the last thing you'd like to say before we end?
No, I'm just, you represent the kind of youths that we are advocating for. In that you know, this is what you're doing, and it's reaching very many and thousands of people out there. You did not sit back to say tunataka kazi. You went out there. It's actually even reinforces my issue of the digital space that has not been well appreciated. Yeah, so you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, our viewers. Thank you very much, the women of this great county of Kiambu, and I continue appealing to all of you to vote for me as a third woman representative for Kiambu County. This time round, we want a woman who knows all the issues of Kiambu County.
Wow.
And thank you very much for having me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. My name is Ngigi Wa Njogu. Bye bye. Special thanks to SIP.
Yes,
SIP Restaurant for giving us this opportunity. Kiambu Road.
On Kiambu Road,
next to Java House. Thank you so very much. Have a nice day ahead.
Yeah.